Perfect.
Simple game. I made a 5-footer. All right, so we're here looking at what is about a 5-foot putt, which doesn't look really all that daunting, but when you get over it, for a player like myself, oftentimes we scrape these up and we don't hit them. It starts to look a lot longer. And something like that happens. So I need some help. We have a 2-time major winner here, and So Yeon Ryu, who's gonna step in here and show us how it's done. Okay, so this for you is pretty much a gimme putt. You're gonna make a lot of these.
Hopefully I can say this, but like 5-foot putt is still tough for us, and especially when we have a like 3 to 6 foot putt, like we have to make it. You know, that's the way of we making birdie or like up and down. So it's really, really important putt. So even though it's really short range putt, like because of a lot of pressure, it's also tough putt for us. But I think if we practice properly, like we can make it better for sure.
Okay, well, we're here to practice, so I'm gonna grab the ball. I want you to walk me through from, you know, alignment to how you mark the ball to everything you're thinking as you look at this putt.
Okay, the first of all, I use Titleist Pro V1, and then I do have a like red line here, and then actually my coach told me that he read a research that red line actually giving you a better visualization. I think to make this putt, is most important thing is of course like 2 things, like alignment and then speed. That's all it is for putting. So when I practice 5-foot putt, I always try to find a straight putt first. Here is about the straight putt, and then I always mark it, and then I just lining up for straight. Tuck it straight, I think straight. Going in again. So make sure parallel with this line, everything. Like my line of the head, fit, knee, pelvis, shoulder, everything. And then follow this line. And having straight stroke as I can, because you know, like even though stroke is coming in and then like in again, but because we're doing really short putt, it's not gonna go inside much. So I try to stroke it like straight as I can. And then the reason why I started with the straight putt is to give myself the visualization, like how to aim properly and then how to stroke properly. So after having everything set, I started to do left to right putt, right to left putt. And then most important thing is commitment. You have to commit which line you're gonna take and then what kind of speed you're going to take. So like for example, if I'm going to do like left to right putt like here, even though if I'm going to aim exactly same spot, like I'm gonna aim left edge, I'm gonna try dying speed, like this. It enter the middle of the cup, and then I'm gonna aim exactly same spot, which is left edge. And then if I'm gonna go a little bit more firmer speed, it's gonna go into the left edge of the cup. So I think most of golfers, I mean like amateur golfers, like don't do commitment. Like they don't know what kind of speed they're going to do and then what line they're going to pick. So I want to say make sure you can putt straight, and then every time when you putt it, just commit to it.
And then there's the element when you do miss it, forgetting about it, right? And then on the next green, not letting that weigh on you.
Exactly.
And making it the next time around.
Exactly. Also, like it's good thing about commitment is like when you miss it, like you know what was a problem. So if you don't commit it, you don't know, okay, was it a speed problem or like stroke problem? You just cannot figure it out. But once you commit your plan, after you miss it, you can figure it out. Okay, speed was a problem, so I need to do speed drill. I mean, I couldn't putt it straight. That means you need to practice putting, like how to roll it straight. So to get the right response, you always have to commit, and to make it, you always have to commit 100%.
And then the last element is when you get under pressure and that putt actually means something, do you approach that any differently? I'm thinking back to 2011 US Open, where you famously stuffed one in there on the 72nd hole and forced a playoff. That was probably, right, not too far outside this range.
Yep.
When you're hitting a putt of that magnitude, are you approaching it any differently?
So that's why I always do this drill when I do practice. So I always try to make 30 in a row for my 5-foot putter. I mean 5-foot putting. So when I have like 5 to 6 foot putt, I always told myself, I've done this 1,000 times. I've done this 30 in a row. So no matter what, I can make it. And then I also, you know, thinking of that, you know, 2011 US Men's Open, I've made that huge putt, and then if I have to do it again, I can do it again because I already done it. So I think it's more about the mindset. As a lot of people said, golf is really a mind game. So I think confidence is really important.
So I'm gonna try to make one more 5-footer, and then we'll wrap it up. Try to follow some of your advice here.
Yep.
So we're gonna line that up over here, right at the middle of the hole.
And then to make sure that's a straight line.
So it's actually a little off. So you would come back and straighten that out?
For sure,
okay.
For sure. Because basically the reason why we're lining up is to giving us the guideline.
Yep.
So.
That looks a little better.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I have the tendency to my putter comes back this way.
Yeah, so try to use this line as a guideline, and then try to go back straight as you can with that. Yep. Perfect.
Simple game.
You're the perfect student.
Good job.